What's going on, YouTube? In this video, I'll show you how to make a CAW of Superman. That's right, the classic Superman. Alright, we're going to go ahead and start off with face template number 1. We're going to directly go into skin, height, and I try to make all my superheroes about 6'4", 240, 241, and a heavyweight. Alright. I'm going to go back into skin, texture and color, and it's going to be, I'll show you, you can use that face template, which is 9 of 12, or you can use 8 of 12, which I use. Either one of those will make Superman look like Superman. Alright, and I want to make him just a little darker. 1395, 178, and 0 shine. Alright, changing my mind here. Still doesn't look dark enough. I apologize, as I'm making the call, I'm actually doing the commentary. Okay, so we're looking at 1294, 178, and 0. It's 1294, 178, and 0. Now we're going to go ahead and go into the hair, superstar hair, and we're going to go ahead and find the hair that's actually Superman's hair that THQ actually put in, which is 26 of 86. Now, if you want to make it look like the comics, you know, you might want to change the hair to blue and darken it. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it black, which is 025522. The reasons they used to put blue in somebody's black hair is to make it stand out in comics. It's just a black, it would just look like a black blob, no detail. And we're going into eyes here, eye type number 1, and we're going to go ahead and switch it up, make his eyes blue. Let's see, and try to make it as blue as we can. Right, and the blue color is 154, 65, and let's see, I'm gonna make it a little bit lighter. So 154, 65, 174, and that's for his eyes, and they are a darker blue. You can make him with red eyes to make him look like he's getting ready to shoot somebody with the laser vision there. And the eyebrows that it had on from the default is pretty good, so I'm just gonna go ahead and darken them. I believe that's the third one on the eyebrows. Now we're gonna go back into skin, marks and scars, and we're gonna give him that heroic looking chin, split chin, and that one is 16 of 24. There it is, 16 of 24. I'm gonna give him that indentation. Now we have to color it to match our skin tone. I apologize, I'm Messing with the color here, trying to figure out the color. Now if you make it too light, the indentation will disappear. So it's a very balanced mix of colors. It's 12, 122, 193. And there he is. His face is kind of taking shape. Now the age, if you want to put age on Superman, that's cool. I don't really like to do it. And we're going to lower body, going to trunks and underwear, Superstar. And we're going to go ahead and replace the ones that are on there. Very important because we will be using trunks again. Here is 13 to 20, and it's the one in the middle. And I find that when we use these trunks, it goes into that area of the midsection where it's, I guess you can call it no man's land. You can't put anything there, and it gets kind of annoying because you see this white mark on there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and color it blue. And again, this is just to help the tights reach that spot where there is nothing that you can put in there. And that blue color is 162.0.178. And you're going to go ahead and press continue, and you're going to go into the second color, which is the exact same color. There's there. And pick blue, which you just did. 162.0.178. And hit continue. Continue again. Now we go to body, tattoos, go to designs, torso, and we're going to look for the square design. It's 111 of 124. And we're going to take the design and make it as big as you can, horizontal and vertical. And then we're going to use the RB button or the LB button to turn it sideways. And please, no rock jokes at this time. And there you go. And you don't want to put it too high up on the neck, since we are doing the classic. It doesn't go up right up on the neck. And as you can see, if you turn it sideways, it uses most of the design, and it takes up a lot more room. And in turn, this will save you on the number of layers that you're using. So if you want to put a lot more detail into somebody, this will help you use less of. And the color blue is 170.0.255. I'm sorry, 250. Okay, so let's see. I'm not too happy with the blue color. Apologize. Okay, it's 168.0.220, and the transparency is 0. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and put it all along his the front of the torso, on the back, and on the arms. And the reason why I do it this way is to give him more musculature. You can actually see the abs and the muscle ripples underneath. You could see all the designs. If you just put it on a shirt, I mean, it pretty much accomplishes the same thing, but you don't get that definition on the abs. And you know, it's important for Superman to be cut up. You know, he's not chubby. So, and on this, you got to make sure that you actually overlap the designs. Make sure that they touch. If you don't, you'll have a skin color stripe going across his chest, and that's not a good thing. You don't want to make Superman angry. And this is probably the most boring part of designing a superhero, using designs for his shirt, skin tight shirt. Again, we make it as big as we can, vertically and horizontally. Now this also works for, like, say, Batman, the Flash, or anybody else that you want to make with with a tight shirt design. I would get people asking me, how did you get that tight shirt for Superman's costume or Batman's costume? And I would have to tell them, it's actually a design. It's not a shirt. Also, be careful about putting it too far down into the waist area, because the design will show up on the neck. And I'll take this time to send out a shout out to Badron11 and BMZ Always That. These guys are really excellent CAW makers. Badron11 has an actual YouTube channel, and I'm hoping that he comes back to CAW making. We really miss his CAWs on here and his creative genius. So come back as soon as you can, man. Alright, here's 111 to 144, the design again, and this time I'm just kind of putting blue over the shoulder parts, in between the shoulder parts, so it just fills that in. And we hit continue, and it looks like the front is done. And we go to the back, and again, square, stretch it out, and we're going to go ahead and hit RB or LB and turn it. Now again, I do this to save designs. You use more designs doing it the other way than you do this way, and it takes up a lot more surface area. So again, you don't use that many designs, and therefore use up less layers for the CAWS. And sometimes it makes a difference. You want to put a certain detail into a character, and once you finish making them, you find out that, lo and behold, you use too many layers and it's not letting you. So it's always best to try to save as many layers as you can. And I know you say, well, you have an Xbox, so you have 64 layers. Well, yeah, but I have to be careful about using them also. Especially in my CAWS, I like to put a lot of detail into it. And also, if you make CAWS like this, you really spend the time and you put detail into everything. If you are one of the types that put up community creations up, you put up on community creations either CAWS, designs, stories, or whatever you want to say to put up there. If you spend the time, people will notice that, and they will keep downloading your stuff, and you'll get a better rating, and you get people commenting about it. There's a lot of guys up there that that really miss the boat on a lot of the characters. Like, they'll make Superman, and they take the time to do what I'm doing here, putting the designs on the body, making his face look real as possible, and then at the end they go ahead and put like a regular belt on him, and that's in the game, and well, it ruins the illusion of that actually being Superman. if you do that. If you cut corners, you know, people will notice. You know, there's a certain CAW creator on here that a lot of people compare me to, and that person cuts a lot of corners, and you know, and a lot of people have noticed that. And they ask me, why does that person do that? And I said, well, that's his own preference. And here we go, putting them on the arms. And again, you can pick both arms, or you can do each individual arm, the right and the left. And in this case, I'm going to go ahead and do both. So I picked a design and I picked both arms. What you want to do is hit the RB button a few times to get it to match. So it's a nice circular cut, I guess you could say. And then you're going to go ahead and put them as far up on the shoulders as you can, and make sure you don't leave any skin showing on there to give it the illusion of actually being a shirt. There you go. Just double check you don't have anything on the shoulders, you don't see any skin. I'm going to go again for both arms, and we're going for the square again. I'm going to extend those sleeves a little bit further down, and again make it as big as you can, as tall as and as wide as you can, the design. And then once you do that, go ahead and turn it using the RB button. As you can see, you hit the RB a few times and it comes right down. Now if you go too far down, it doesn't encompass the whole arm, so gonna have to overlap a little, and then make it blue, and then take a third design and put it down there. I just disconnected Xbox Live. I'm getting all these people, my friends, popping up on the screen. I apologize for that. And that was Triple Star at the end. A lot of you guys have heard his unique and unforgettable mic skills on my WWE 12 Royal Rumble. He has his own channel on YouTube, so definitely check him out. Triple Star 100, good friend of mine. He makes really great CAWs. He makes mostly video game, but he does do superhero, and they're really good game CAWs if you like that genre of, like, say, Street Fighter, Darkstalkers. Um, who else does he do? I think he did Sonic, and he did a bunch of really cool characters. All right, so we hit continue. And now that took looks pretty good. And now my favorite part, placing the Superman emblem where it should go. Now you can go ahead and download my Superman emblem. There's also a lot of people on Community Creations that have really good Superman emblems. You can download for them. Doesn't really matter. Or you can go ahead and, if you want to make your own, I have a tutorial up, and it's for WWE 12, how to make Superman's S symbol, and it works for WWE 13. So it's made for 12, but it'll work for 13. Just pretty much follow the instructions, follow along, and the tutorial will show you how to make his S. And like I said, if you don't want to make your own, just go ahead and go on Community Creations. There's tons of them on there. A lot of great artists put them up there, or or they hack them in. Now we're gonna go ahead and use tights, wrestling tights, 3 of 16. And again, I use these tights because they go into that midsection area. They fill it in. And we're going to take the blue that we use for the top design, and we're going to make it a little darker. Now this probably won't ever really match perfectly the designs up on top because it's a different texture, so it will never be perfect, but it's good enough. It's 168.0.161. That's the blue color for the tie. You continue, go to the second color, and it's going to be the same color, so you just click on it, 168.0.161, and there you go. Now for some reason, I tried doing this. I tried putting designs on the actual legs. There is a part right underneath this crotch area where the design disappears, and it won't let you put anything there. So even if you try to, instead of using tights, use designs, it won't let you for some reason. So you have to put either designs or trunks in that area to cover that up. On 12 and SVR 11, I was able to do that and gave the legs a little bit more musculature and, you know, made them look more heroic. 13 of 20 is the trunk that we're reusing again. It's the middle one, and we're going to go ahead and change it to red. And that's a little too light, so excuse me while I change the color of this. Yeah, still a little too light. Now, a lot of the colors that you put on certain trunks and parts, it will differ greatly from the texture that you're putting it on. So you can have one color that's red and put it on, like, let's say the design, and the design will be perfect, but when you put it on something like a trunk or a tight, it'll be way different. The color will either be too light or too dark. So you always have to mess with the colors and try to match them. Right. So I'm going to hit that color again. It's 255.0.133. I'm sorry, 135. And that's the trunk color red. Alright, that's the second color, so we say continue. Okay, we're going to go ahead and continue again. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go back to tattoos, body tattoos, designs, torso, add, and we're going to get that square again. And what we're going to do is we're going to make the yellow belt, and this helps in extending the actual trunks, the underwear, up a little higher to make it look like Superman's trunk should look like, with the belt on top. Now again, you can go ahead and use the belts that are on there, but I suggest if you really want to make a CAW that stands out from the rest, you do everything custom. And here you go. And again, be careful about putting that design too far down because it will show up on the neck. If I could show you here for a second. And make it a little bit, and you can actually see it there peek through. So you have to kind of walk a fine line between putting it too far down and getting it on his neck and making it as thick and as wide as you can. And let's see, that kind of looks okay, I guess. Not showing up there. As you can see, I'm very picky when it comes to the look of my CAWs. Alright, that looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and take the yellow, and I'm going to go ahead and tweak it just a little bit. Okay, so it's 38, 0, 255, and 0 for the transparency. And again, this is totally up to your preference. If you want to make it a darker yellow, a golden yellow, it's totally up to you. You know, it's your call. Make them how you like them. Alright, and that's the yellow belt around. Now, to give it that authentic look, as soon as we finish putting the one on the back, we're going to go ahead and put designs to make it look like belt loops. And here we are stretching out on the back area, the other part of the belt. Now when you do this, you'll find that it sometimes doesn't match just because of the back area there, the way it curves. So sometimes you just have to like mess with it in order for it to fit. See, as you can see, like the back actually goes down further than the front, but if you look, it's straight, and that's just the way it is. So you always have to be able to change up things on the fly. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now we go back into torso. We're going to go add, and we're going to get the square again. Remember, people, square design is your friend. Here we go. Now what you want to do is you want to make it a little bit thicker, because remember, it is a belt loop, and it kind of has to go right over the belt. Just a little bit, not too much. And the way I try to line it up is from the side of the six-pack there. You can see the, I don't know how well you can see it on the video. See, it's kind of right on the side. And we're gonna go ahead and change it to red, which is 255, 0, and it's gonna be 1. Okay, 255, 0, 170, and 0 for transparency. I had to correct the color because of the yellow. Again, when you put in a color on top of another color, it changes the color completely. Here we go again, back into design, square again. We're going to do the other side of the belt loop. Now the best way to look into how to make a character, if you really want to make like Superman, Batman, Wolverine, any character you desire, that's had either TV series, cartoon series, right? Because that's where you're gonna find it. What you want to do is you want to go to Google and you type in, let's say for instance in this case, Superman character sheet or sheets, whichever one you like. And what winds up happening is you'll get all these on images, right? You get all these images that have Superman's character sheet. What a character sheet is different poses, different looks at Superman, from the back, from the side, cutaways, facial expressions, the color of his skin. What they do is animators use this to, uh, let other animators know what he should look like, what color they should use when they paint the cells to make the cartoons. So it's really a great tool for any person that's making a CAW to really look at these character sheets, because you can actually see the different colors and poses that you normally wouldn't see with just the regular Google search for, like, say, Superman. So keep that in mind, and it will definitely help you when you're making CAWs. I always get asked, how I make my CAWs, whether it be superhero or actual wrestler. And like I said, for wrestlers, I actually have to watch, a lot of matches, pause, take pictures of the screen for their, either the tight designs or certain tattoos on them or whatever. And that's how I, sit there and actually make the CAWS. So it's a lot of work, but I do it because I like it. Here we are finishing up the belt loops. The spacing should be 2 in the front and 2 on the side. If you want to put some on the back, you can, but when the cape goes back there, you won't be able to see them, so it doesn't really matter as long as they're to the side. And that's what you're going to see when your character's running around. There he is. So you can see there it goes to the side. And then again, it's that red 255-0170. And again, if you want to put the belt loops all the way around, you can. It's just, if you want to save layers, you don't do it. Because like I said, the cape goes back there and you won't be able to see it. Now we're going to go ahead and put a circle indentation. And we're going to shrink it down. And it's going to go on the belt. And what that is indication of some type of belt clasp. And that's what he has on there. Now you can go ahead and pick the solid circle and paint it color it like a darker, like a golden yellow. That'll work also. Just I like how that looks. And that's going to be a color of red, black actually, to give it that look. And that looks pretty good. And it's totally black. Continue, yes. Alright. Now we're going to go to the lower body and we're going to pick out his, go to footwear, pick out his boots. Here are boots and shoes. And we're going to pick the superhero type boots that are on here. Let's see. Here they go, 7 of 50. And you want to pick the very first ones, the tall ones, not the short ones. And the color is going to be red. Okay. As 255-0135. And again, it's up to your preference. If you want to make them lighter, darker, totally up to you. Oh, it looks pretty good. Continue. And now we're going to logos right on the boots. Designs. Both legs. And we're going to pick 137 and 144. And what we want to try to do with this design is put it right on the tip of the boot to give it that V look. Superman is known for his boots having that V look, not so much that point. And again, this is, optional. If you want to do it, that's cool. If you don't want to do it, you can just leave the boots as they were, just red. I like to do this because it makes it look a little bit more authentic. And we're going to go ahead and turn them blue. Try to match the wrestling tights. And I'm going to make it just a little bit darker. So now when he comes out, the computer renders it as the color. It'll match exactly the tight, so you won't even see that there, to be honest with you. And it'll make it look like it has that V shape. His boot has that V shape. And there you go. So it's 170-0202. Alright. And we're about to complete Superman here. and all we need is this cape. So I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Here we go to upper body jackets, and we're going to go ahead and put, let's see, it's the last, that's the third cape, and we're going to go ahead and turn it red. And I'm going to be making a few more videos. How to make Batman is the one I'm putting up right after this one. So please check that one out, rate it, and subscribe. And I'll try to put a lot more videos up soon. As I said in my past videos, it's been pretty hard. Been working 2 jobs, so I hardly have time to make CAWS. But I definitely will make more, and I have more to put up. The cape color is 255-0130. Once again, thank you very much for checking out this video. Please rate, subscribe, and like. Until the next time, thank you very much, and peace.